Let's talk about how we can use our exponent rules to help us solve for x when we have fractional exponents. Here's what I mean by that. We always have been in the habit of solving and getting down to like x equals a number. And this is really what we want. We want it to be x. Another way to think about that is to think it's like x to the first, which is just x. That's what we want. We want to be able to say x to the first power is x, and what is x equal to? So in a problem where we have something like this, let's say it was like x to the 2/3, you could say, well, how would I solve that? How would I get rid of that exponent? And the answer is using our exponent rules and raising this term to the reciprocal. And here's why that happens. When we have a fraction to a fraction, remember, we multiply our exponents. We multiply these two. Well, 2/3 multiplied by 3/2. Remember, the way we multiply fractions is we just go straight across. 2 times 3 over 3 times 2 is 1. It's kind of like, x to the 6 over 6. Well, 6 over 6 is 1. So we always can just raise to the reciprocal because that multiplication will always be 1. So for example, let's say we had x to the 5/3 equals 20. And we want to know what x is. X raised to the 5/3 is 20. Well, we're going to raise this to the 3/5. Now, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other as well. So this becomes just x, and this is going to be some decimal. And you could type that into your calculator like this. We're going to raise 20, and then I'm going to use the little raise 2 right above the divide, and I'm going to write 3 divided by 5. If your calculator doesn't have the ability to actually like raise up, you would want to use parentheses. You want to put like 20 and then that little raise sign and then put in parentheses 3 divided by 5. There we are, 6.03. And of course, we have to round it. Let's combine this with some of our other ideas about solving. And similar to kind of all of the other things that we've done, remember we want to kind of save solving the x part for the end. So our first step would be subtracting 9 from both sides. So we've got 3x to the 4/5 equals 27. Divide both sides by 3. So we've got x to the 4/5 equals 9. And now we just have to say, well, I want it to be x to the first, so I will raise this to the 5/4 power. Do the same thing to the other side. So we have x equals 9 to the 5/4. And we could type that in and get the decimal, but I'm going to stop there. Let's do one more example. All right, so once again, we're going to save solving the x part for the end, so we kind of work around it. We're going to subtract 11. Divide by 2. Now we need to figure out how to get this to x to the first. Remember, writing 6 is the same as writing like 6 over 1. So we're going to take this to the 1/6 power. Okay. Now one thing that's just to remember, when you have just a plain even power, okay, if that power is even, all even-powered things have 2 solutions. Remember, x squared has 2 solutions. X to the 4th would have 2 solutions. X to the 6th. So we're going to put plus or minus 15 to the 1/6. And just add the plus or minus. That's all you need to do. This really is only true when you have an even power. X to the 4th, x to the 6th, x to the 8th. All right? If this video helped you, please like and subscribe for more math help.